For the residents of Tupelo, the absolute terror of the night, well, it was really only the beginning. When dawn finally broke over the Mississippi landscape in the spring of 1936, those dark, brooding storm clouds rolled back, and they gave way to a truly heartbreaking reality. Suddenly, the true devastating scale of the disaster was just right there, fully visible to the world. We're talking about a community that had been forever altered in the blink of an eye. The history of an entire town literally cleaved in two. You have to understand the sheer, uncompromising scale of this devastation. It's almost incomprehensible. We're not just talking about damaged roofs here or some scattered broken windows. Entire sections of Tupelo lay in absolute, unrecognizable ruin. The daylight revealed a landscape that had fundamentally been erased. I mean, imagine stepping out of your front door to find that your neighborhood, the streets you walked every day, the homes of your friends, they're simply gone.
And the destruction, it just compounded on the environment itself. The streets, the very arteries of the town that you'd normally rely on for escape or rescue, were completely choked. They were impassable, blocked by these massive, jagged walls of debris. Even nature was violently stripped bare. The unimaginable force of the wind didn't just knock trees down, it shredded them. It peeled away the bark, the leaves, the branches, leaving behind these terrifying skeletal remains right in the middle of the rubble.
Tupelo had literally become an alien landscape. Think about heavy, solid vehicles, machines made of steel and iron. They were tossed around and flattened as if they were made of paper. And alongside them, buildings that had stood strong for generations were left completely shattered. Survivors weren't just dealing with the initial shock of the disaster, They were standing in this deeply disorienting, shattered terrain, desperately trying to navigate what used to be their home. But amidst all that shattered wood and twisted metal, the human spirit immediately kicked into high gear. Rescue teams began the grueling, highly dangerous work of navigating this heavy destruction. They methodically searched through collapsed structures. We're talking homes where families had literally just been sleeping, local schools, everyday businesses. The entire fabric of the community was flattened, which meant anyone could be anywhere. Every single minute counted, and the sheer physical labor required to shift these shattered buildings by hand, it was immense. And this brings us to the agonizing core of their entire effort. Every single pile of debris represented two incredibly powerful conflicting emotions, hope and fear. The men and women out there digging their bare hands into splinters and dirt were haunted by one crucial question: would they find survivors? They dug with desperate hope, pulling away debris while holding on to the very fragile possibility of a miracle, maybe finding someone safe in a tiny pocket of air. But the grim reality of this disaster was that the answer changed with every grueling discovery. For every rare, fleeting moment of hope, there was profound tragedy. Would they find survivors or victims? As the hours ticked by, the eerie silence of the ruins was punctuated by devastating discoveries. The psychological weight just grew exponentially as these rescue workers uncovered the tragic fate of their neighbors, their friends, and their families buried beneath the wood and stone. As the days stretched on, the true historical scale of the disaster became devastatingly clear. Casualty reports steadily increased, and they painted a horrific picture. Tupelo had suffered one of the deadliest tornado disasters in American history. The town was united in a shared, unprecedented grief. The sheer volume of loss really defied simple comprehension, as families, and honestly the entire community, mourned together within the empty shell of their former city. Because of the sheer magnitude of the destruction and that staggering loss of life, the tragedy simply could not be ignored anymore. The entire nation began paying attention. The ruins of Tupelo forced America to finally reckon with the devastating, indiscriminate power of these storms and the profound vulnerability of its towns. It really stands as a testament to the fragility of our built world, but also to the endurance of those who are left behind to sift through the wreckage. It leaves us with a haunting question to think about. When the landscape of your entire life is stripped away overnight, how do you even begin the monumental task of rebuilding not just a town, but a community's broken heart